Smash Mouth Sports. We are talking about Giannis Antetokoumpo. I butchered that, Cam. Well, that's just why I always call him the Greek Freak. Okay, I don't want to be disrespectful because if you're disrespectful, Cam, we're talking about the greatest European player of all time, Giannis
Antetokoumpo.
Say that again.
Antetokoumpo.
Okay, Giannis Antetokoumpo. Can't say it. That's why we just call him the Greek Freak. We mean no disrespect. Let's go trending right now on everything. Giannis Ante to can't do it. Okay,
Kempo.
Tried it. Can't do it. All right. So Mr. Ante, Giannis Ante, $228.2 million. Okay. No, this is not a government bailout. No, this is not Facebook buying Instagram. This is an actual real contract by an actual human being named Giannis, also known as the Greek Freak. So you clicked on this because you want to know, is Giannis the greatest European basketball player of all time? Okay? This is not going to be a long 30, 40-minute video. We're cut for time today, but I wanted to get this out to the ether. I want to get it out to the world. The passion. Like and subscribe to the channel. So let's go over the top 5. Giannis is number 1. So here are my top 3. We're going to go over about 5 or 6 guys. My number 1 guy is Giannis. Now, is he early in his career? Yes. I'm forecasting that he will be the greatest European player of all time. Now, I know many of you are looking at this and a little confused about Giannis. Okay? He's 6'11 and a half. 245 pounds. He was born in Athens, Greece. Okay, this guy is the Greek Freak because this guy is by far the greatest athlete I've ever seen from Europe. Now, for those that don't know, he was born in Greece last year, multiple-time MVP, 29 and a half points, 13 and a half boards. This guy can run for days, jump for days. Dirk Nowitzki is also second on that list. Luka is third on that list. Now, Cam, I know I threw a lot at you. What are your thoughts? We talked about this offline. You seemed a little angry the first time I brought up Giannis's name, and you wanted to go behind the old saloon and grow a handlebar mustache and put them Jake Paul Dukes up. So tell me where you're at here. Are you angry and outraged that Giannis is the greatest European of all time?
Well, no, but I mean he's not yet. He hasn't won anything.
What?
He's not yet.
He hasn't won. I just said 5 minutes ago he won $228 million.
He hasn't won a championship. Dirk Nowitzki did. Tony Kukoc won 3.
Really?
Pau Gasol won 2. Marcus Gasol has 1.
Wait a minute. Before this show goes into the ditch, which we're getting very close to going to the ditch, I'm talking about his skill set. Okay? Dirk won 1 title. Okay? Yes. Tony Kukoc won 3. Paul Gasol won 2. Yes, those were not the driving factors. Those guys, Dirk Nowitzki is on the level of Giannis. Okay, they're on the level. Dirk Nowitzki, 20 years of the Mavs.
Was the driving factor, yes.
He was the driving factor. Giannis is the driving factor. He's also in Milwaukee. Okay, so he's not Giannis might
Small
be
market in a cold city, right?
Correct. Nobody wants to go to Milwaukee right now. Nobody. They gave him $228 million. I got to say, with that kind of money, I know you would never want to hear a player say, I don't care if I win, but he honestly doesn't. I mean, he doesn't care. He cares because he's competitive. He cares because he's an MVP, and he cares because he's elite. But at the end of the day, his life will not be better if he wins an NBA title. $228 million is unbelievable amounts of money.
He can do whatever he wants for the rest of his life.
He can do whatever he wants to. So, yes. So here is my list of guys. I'm just going to name guys. Giannis is number 1 because, look, Dirk has been the greatest European. For many years, it was Dirk and nobody was second. So it was Dirk and nobody was second, okay? I love Manu Ginobili, great player. I love Tony Parker, great player. They're not at Dirk Nowitzki's level. Dirk Nowitzki is, if you had the stats here, besides Giannis, and Giannis was born in Greece. For those that don't know, yes, he does not look like your typical European player. He doesn't look like Dirk. He doesn't look like Luka. He doesn't look like Kristaps. He doesn't look like Manu Ginobili. He doesn't look like your typical European player. So in case you're playing bingo at home or beer pong late at night when you're watching this with your college buddies, he was born in Greece, but he is Nigerian, okay? His parents were born in Nigeria. If you want to go down the rabbit hole here, his parents were born in Nigeria, so he is the son of Nigerian immigrants, if you really want to go down the depth chart. So I'll let the YouTube, I'll let internet argue over if Giannis is European. He's European, not because he's European because he was born in Greece.
Correct.
It's a European country, which makes him European. Right?
Right. Did I also hear you say you have Luka Doncic third?
Do you want me to write it down? Do you want me to write it down slowly? Yes.
Preston, he's played 2 years.
Name your guys again. Tony Kukoc.
Tony Kukoc.
Right. Let's stop right there. Okay. First of all, I saw Tony Kukoc play. You didn't even know who Tony Kukoc was until the 30 for 30, the last dance a couple months ago. So let's be real about this.
He was the fourth option. You're right.
And after this, we're going to do a show with my good buddy Elijah. We had a guy a couple years older than us who actually was 6'9" at a small Christian private school, Bayshore Christian. And this guy was 6'9". This guy looked like Tony Kukoc. Okay, this guy was phenomenal in high school. Imagine 6'9". I'm telling you, first of all, the true fact is there's not a huge depth of great European players. That's just a fact. There's not
I understand that,
there's not an overwhelming
up there when he's played 2 years.
I am. I just did. I'm telling you my list. You can disagree with my list.
This is a projection.
It is a projection as well as talent-wise. Yes, if Luka drives into the ditch, which is what you want for some reason, and he loses both of his legs for some reason, because you hate Luka for some reason. Okay?
I don't hate him. I just can't put him up there when he's played 2 seasons.
Give me your top 5 right now.
The top 5 Europeans of all time. Number 1 is Dirk Nowitzki. He's absolutely number 1 with a bullet.
He's number 2, but go ahead.
Then I'll say Giannis is already number 2 because of his pure skill set. He's already won 2 MVPs.
That is my point. Even in your strict, regimented list, Giannis is number 2 on your strict list.
He's better than Pau Gasol, yes.
Yes! Okay, go to number 3.
Pau Gasol, one of the best big men of his era, a 2-time champion. Yes, he played with Kobe Bryant, but I mean, in terms of that Lakers pantheon of big men, he's in there with Wilt, with Kareem, with Shaq, and now with Anthony Davis.
Well,
Pau Gasol's on that list.
You were never a big fan of Pau Gasol until I told you about Pau Gasol, and I definitely would not put Pau Gasol. I do like Pau Gasol. Most people want to call him Paul. So, Mr. Paul Gasol here, nobody is putting him in the conversation with Shaq and Wilt. Nobody. He's great.
No, that's just the pure Laker list, not all time. The pure Laker big man list. He's on that pantheon.
All right, go ahead. Keep going. 4 and 5. Let's hear it.
I'll say Tony Kukoc is up there because he was really the first European to come over here because we all saw the Dream Team thing, Michael and Scotty arguing over who was going to defend him when they played Croatia in the Olympics. And then he came over here and was a big part of those final 3 Bulls championships. So I'll put him fourth, excuse me.
Let me stop you right there. Hold on. Let me stop you right there. Tony Kukoc is only 4 if he is 4th. I'm not acknowledging he's 4th because I don't think Tony Kukoc is better than Ginobili or Tony Parker, which we'll get into. Tony Kukoc would only be 4th because of nostalgia. He would only be 4th because of he was the first what I would call in the 90s, mid-90s, the first European player to bust onto the scene. Because before him, nobody gave them any credit. Because go ahead, number 5, and I'll finish this up.
Then I'll go with Tony Parker, absolutely, because he was a huge part of those Spurs teams, absolutely.
Tony Parker was huge. Ginobili was huge. Manu Ginobili was better than Tony Kukoc. Tony Kukoc does not make my top 5. Giannis, number 1. Dirk Nowitzki has a longer career. Let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Okay, let's do a quick. We don't have time to get into it. Tell the tape. We'll have to save that for another video. But what I was going to do is the tale of the tape between Giannis and Dirk Nowitzki. You say Dirk is number 1 because he played 20 years. He has the accolades. He has the respect. He won the championship.
LeBron James.
Oh, do you get extra bonus points for beating LeBron James?
He beat the best player of his era, yes.
But that's before LeBron had 1 title.
Correct.
So it wasn't the same LeBron James. So here is my point. That team was also stacked. People forget that everybody's like, oh, the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, they had Jason Kidd. They had Sean Marion. That team, Tyson Chandler, who is probably one of the most underrated defensive players in basketball the last 30 years. Underrated. Okay? So let's talk about that. My phone's blowing up. My buddy, basketball, he's just hearing basketball talks. We haven't even posted this yet. Like and subscribe to the channel. And send me the tweets at Smash TV Radio, but you have to like and subscribe. Before you send the heat and the anger, you got to subscribe. If you don't subscribe, you can't get angry. Right, Cam?
No, absolutely. I mean, it means nothing if you're not a subscriber. Absolutely. You need to subscribe.
I have a feeling we're not going to be able to come to a conclusion in 10 minutes, okay? But I'll say this. Giannis, if you were starting a team right now, I'm going to end it at this, okay? Obviously, Milwaukee gave him 228 million reasons. But if you're starting a team right now, that is what I'm basing my list on. And notice Luka did not make your list. Luka is absolutely better than Paul Gasol, Tony Kukoc, and Tony Parker. Luka is better than Dirk Nowitzki. But I put Luka third and not second because I'm respecting Dirk's level. I'm respecting his career. I'm respecting the consistency. I'm respecting Dirk. I love Dirk Nowitzki. Okay, for many years he was the greatest European of all time until Giannis. Now, if you want to make a separate argument, which we're not going to get into, if you don't think Giannis is European for a multitude of reasons, okay, if that's the angle you want to take, we're going to have to do another video about that. So we're going to have to get into it. But that's my list. That is my thoughts. I'm going to knock out another video. Like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks again. Great show.
Thank you.